which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotee who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigod like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal uh, to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in the pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call this morning. Let us move to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined this morning? Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
हरे कृष्णा दीति माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, प्रीतिदासी from Charlotte. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you for joining every morning, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Mataji,
Ram Ram.
Is there any other Mataji introducing me?
Hare Krishna. I can't see your name. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept.
Please accept my humble obeisances and my humble obeisances to all other devotees, all goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Param Pavani Shama Devi Dasi from Baltimore, Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Param Pavani Shama Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Devi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you, Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Ashtanga devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Viniti Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for all your services. Thank you for your association. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and thank you for your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji. All glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, my Dandavat Pranams to all the assembled devotees, All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev and Gauranga. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for all your services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shama Guri Vidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Guri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for all your services and for all your association. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce? Please unmute yourself and introduce.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All good. I'm from Samya, from Jharkhand.
Hare Krishna, Somya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, from joining from Jharkhand. Are you joining for the first time, Mataji?
No, this is my third time.
Thank you. All glories to you. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees assembled here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Myself, Radha Jyoti Devidasi from Sholapur, India.
Hare Krishna, Radha Jyoti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. I'm Priyanka. Right now I'm in England. 1 month before I joined from India, and because Prabhuji, so this class is mentioned on his channel, that's why I join it. And even I don't know much English, still I want to listen. I'm learning English, and I want to listen more and more Prabhuji, because it gives me a perfect knowledge about Krishna consciousness. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna, Priyanka Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining, and don't worry, your English is good. We can understand, and I hope you can also understand the class. Thanks very much for joining. Hare Krishna. I see Prabhuji has already joined, so we can move forward. Thank you. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Keshvanand Prabhuji this morning, and Prabhuji is going to enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam class, which is Canto 7, Chapter 9 and Verse 6. But before we move forward, I would like to give a brief introduction of His Grace Keshvanand Prabhuji, and this is a brief introduction for him. His Grace Keshvanand Prabhuji is a professional doctor for many years, and he is now a practicing monk. Since the last 20 years, he has conducted extensive research and authored books in the field of science and spirituality. He feels the rift between science and spirituality must disappear to bring peace in the world. If spirituality is a superstition and a myth, science is materialistic and atheistic. A new approach to life is needed today that can bring the best of both. Science must be re-embraced spirituality and be humble to admit its defects, flaws, and ignorance, and spirituality must base itself on sound, scientific, and rational ideas. Keshvanand Prabhuji has studied both Vedic and Western philosophy besides learning Sanskrit. He also learned Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, and Kannada, to know about other traditions. His persistent endeavor in the field of science and spirituality has enabled him to come up with seminars on diverse topics like science and the Vedas, mind and machine, science fails to explain life, consciousness and beyond, etc., that he has presented in various colleges in India, Europe, and America. Under the guidance of his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj, he has also started a Gurukula, a traditional system of Vedic education in Punjab, India, where children learn the ancient Vedic culture and values. Besides, he has started a farm community. The community has a traditional way of living with mud huts and thatched roofs, with cows and, of course, farming. The community will set a model for the world to show how to live life based on the principle of simple living, high thinking. I would now like to hand over the call to His Grace Keshvanand Prabhuji. Over to you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So we're reading 796. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is 796. Satat Sparshaduta Akhila Shubha Sapadya Abhivyakta Paratma Darshanaha Tatpada Padmam Hridi Niprito Dadau Hishyatanu Klinnahid Ashrulocanaha. So synonyms. We can read this along. Sahahi Prahlad Maharaj Tatkara Sparsha, because of being touched on the head by the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimhadev. Bhuta, being cleansed. Akhila, all. Ashubha, inauspiciousness of material desires. Sapadi, immediately. Abhivyakta, manifested. Paratma Darshana, realization of Supreme Soul. Tatpada Padmam, Lord Nrsimhadev's lotus feet. Hridi, within the core of the heart. Nirvritaha, full of transcendental bliss. Radhahu, captured. Irshatano, having transcendental ecstatic manifested in the body. Klinarhit, whose heart was softened due to transcendental ecstasy. Ashru Lochana, with tears in his eyes. Translation. By the touch of Lord Nrsimhadev's hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head, Prahlad was completely freed of all material contaminations and desires, as if he had been thoroughly cleansed. He at once became transcendently situated, and all the symptoms of ecstasy became manifest in his body. His heart filled with love, his eyes with tears, because he was able to completely capture the lotus feet of the Lord in the core of his heart. Perfect. By Srila Prabhu. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 14.26, Mam cha vivicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samsityan amabhya kalpate. And also 9.32, Mami partha vyapashrite api svipapayone teyo vaisha tatha shudra sate api yanti param. Translation: one who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishya, as well as Shudras, can approach the supreme destination. On the strength of these verses from Bhagavad Gita, it is evident that although Prahlad Maharaj was born in demonic family, although virtually demoniac blood flowed within his body, he was cleansed of material body contamination because of exalted position as a devotee. In other words, such impediments, the path of spiritual on the spiritual path could not stop him from progressing, for he was directly in touch with Supreme Personality of God. Those who are physically, mentally contaminated by atheism cannot be situated on a transcendental platform. As soon as one is freed from material contamination, he is immediately fit to be situated in devotional service. Okay? Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shlaka Chakshurunvalitam Vena Tasma Shivadaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Sarvate Gaurvani Karane Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Vaishchatesh. So this is a verse where, well, I mean, Prahlad, Sukadeva Goswami is saying Prahlad Maharaj was completely free from all material contaminations. The idea is Satat Karas Parsha. Kara means hand, Sparsha means touch. So when Lord Narasimha Devi appeared in front of Prahlad Maharaj, he touched the head of Prahlad Maharaj. He was very excited by seeing Prahlad, his devotee. And previous verse mentions this. Just as a devotee is excited to actually feel the Lord, similarly, the Lord is also excited to feel his devotee. Now, devotee wants to touch him, see him, feel him, embrace him. That's a devotee. Because that devotee, because devotion is a very personal affair. In fact, Srila Prabhupada says in his purports, devotion means a desire to meet Krishna. Ultimately, that's what we are trying to do. By jnana, we are trying to raise our purified chakras and take knowledge. By dhyana also, we are trying to raise our kundalini shakti. By bhakti, what we are doing? By bhakti, we are trying to develop a desire to meet the Lord. Bhakti is dealing with emotions. Jnana is dealing with knowledge. Dhyana is dealing with concentration. That is Satchit Anand. So if you want to approach God through Sat aspect, you have to take the process of Jnana. And if you want to approach the Lord through knowledge, then you have Chit. Then you have to take the process of Jnana. You want to approach the Lord through Ananda, that is feelings and emotions and taste and mellows. You have to approach the Lord through Bhakti Yoga, which is actually the topmost and the fastest process in the field. So, the Lord himself, he wanted to touch his devotee. He wanted to lick his devotee. In fact, Lord Narasimha, he was licking Prahlad Maharaj, isn't it? Because in this form, he's half animal and half human. So animals lick their cub when they feel affection for them. You might have seen cows, you might have seen licking their calf. So that's the whole point. Lord Narasimha, they wanted to feel him because that's love. So he wanted to touch him. He made him sit on his lap and he touched him. Now, the touch of Lord, it's automatically purified. And that's why when we chant the holy names properly, the proper attitude, offenselessly, what happens is we get touch of Krishna in our heart through the sound vibration, in our soul. And that is a perfection of, that is not perfect. I mean, that is the beginning of real chanting. That's the beginning where you begin chanting. Before that, what you are doing? You are trying to chant. You're not chanting. We are all trying to chant, but when we chant properly, the Lord will manifest in his name and give the feeling of his presence to us by touching our soul. And what happens when he touches our soul? What happens when he touches blood? Dhuta akhila ashubha. Dhuta means purify. Akhila means all. Akhila, khil. In Sanskrit, khila means end. Khil bhag, it is at khil bhag. That is some khila in this context means leftover portion. Akhila is nothing is left. Akhila. So dhuta means purify. Akhila means everything. Ashubha means everything which is impure. So as soon as the Lord touches by his hand or through his holy name, even a slight feeling of his presence, or maybe smell, Vishwanath Prabhupada writes in first canto, quoting Vishwanath Thakur, a devotee can smell the Lord just as he smells Tulsi when he chants holy name properly. The Lord will manifest in all his senses and in his soul. So what happens is he becomes pure, that's all. The touch of the Lord will make you pure. Now, this touch of Krishna can be in many forms, which you can imagine or cannot imagine. Or, for example, uh, the touch of the Lord can be in form of His mercy, or it can be form of His anger. Through anger, He can touch you. Just like people say, like, He saw me with such a nasty eyes, full of frustration and anger. I felt in my heart his eyes I saw, and the feelings I felt in my heart. You see? So God can touch you through His anger. And in fact, He touched Prahlad Maharaj through His hand, and He touched Hiranyakashipu through His anger, and all the demons there. But what happens? Bhuta Akhila Ashubha. All of them were purified. All of them were purified. Even the touch of His anger is beneficial. Purified of what? Purified of all the sins. And all of them got liberation. Whoever died in presence of Lord Narasimha, they got liberation from sins, not from this material, but from sins. Because they were demons. They were not having adhikar to actually use the touch of Lord in the way to get real liberation or love of God. Now, a beautiful example is given. When rain comes, it's there on the land, it's there on the ocean. But on the ocean, what's the use of rain? The real benefit of raining is on the land where there is less water, on the deserted area. That's a use. So, but it's raining, so Krishna is giving mercy. Demons cannot take that mercy in the way how devotees take, but that's a problem of demons. But nevertheless, they are benefited. Their sins are destroyed. And they get a good birth in the next life. They get opportunity to serve Krishna in the next life. And however Krishna wills, but His will is always beneficial. Now the whole point is Prahlad Maharaj having any Ashubha, any impurities in his heart, or what? That Lord Narasimha had to touch him and he becomes purified of all impurities? No, Prabhupada translated that. Prabhupada translates, you see, by the touch of Lord Narasimha Dev's hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head, Prahlad was completely freed of all material contamination, as if he had been thoroughly cleansed. So Prahlad was already cleansed, isn't it? Otherwise, why would Lord Narasimha give darshan to him? The fact Lord Narasimha is giving darshan to him, making him sit on his lap, licking him, touching him, this shows that he's already liberated. He's beyond liberation. He's a Paramahamsa, right from his birth. So why Sukadeva Goswami is saying this as if he has been thoroughly cleansed? Sukadeva Goswami is using this example of Lord Maharaj to instruct us that what is the effect of touch of the Lord, in form of real physical touch, in form of merciful glance touching that soul, or in form of the heat of anger touching that particular living entity. In all cases, they'll be purified. When Krishna personally touches, when a devotee gets a physical touch from the Lord, then he feels ecstasy. When the merciful glance touches the living entities, then all his impurities are destroyed, anarthas are destroyed. And when his anger touches the living entity, his all sins are destroyed. And the living entity is benefited. So that's why in the battle of Kurukshetra, anybody who died, they got liberation, especially with Krishna. Krishna is special. So Satatatkar Sparsha Adhuta Akhila Ashubha Sapadya Vivekta Paratma Darshana Sapadi. And as soon as a living entity becomes free of all impurities, what happens is Sapadi, immediately. Abhivyakta Paratma Darshana, Lord manifests in the heart of a devotee. Because Krishna will not manifest in the heart of devotee if you are not pure. That's the whole idea. So, yeah. And that's, so basically Krishna doesn't gain anything by making you pure. You gain everything by making yourself pure. And Krishna puts a condition. I'll come to you. I'll manifest in your heart if you become pure. That's for our benefit. Just like parents tell the child, if you study, we will take you to a holiday, to America, for example, or to Canada. In America somewhere, maybe Los Angeles, or maybe, okay, but you have to study and you have to get good marks. So the boy is very inspired. Yes, my parents will take to this and this and place. I have to pass. And that's the whole point. So Krishna says, I'll come in your heart. I'll stay there, provided you become pure. So that the result that Krishna will come to me, that gives the inspiration to become pure. Just like the result of visiting Los Angeles, or LA is anyway, it's a city, or maybe Florida or somewhere, or maybe New York. So the the the, the desire to go there, the fruit, the result of going to all these places inspires a child to read. Similarly, the desire, the meeting with the Lord is promising, I'll come. This fact inspires a devotee to become pure. So this is a very important point to note, because maximum devotees, they want to become pure for themselves. But very few of them, they want to become pure for God. And there's a lot of difference. If you want to do something for yourself, you can't be inspired for that. But if you want to do something for the Lord, then you will be inspired. You can be inspired for, like, just like parents are, they continuously keep on working in spite of all obstacles for the children. But if somebody has to work for oneself, they'll become lazy. What? That's okay. No, today I'll not do anything. Anyway, it's my life. But when it's others' life and that is on your head, then you can't become lax. So we want to become pure for Krishna. What that means is you want to become pure to meet, and the desire to meet him in our heart is not our desire. It's the desire of God. He wants to meet us. That's the whole point. We are becoming pure because he wants to meet us, not that we want to meet him. Although we say that the whole purpose of devotion is desire to meet him. That's where I began. I mentioned in the beginning of the lecture. But the desire to meet him, the inspiration of desiring to meet him is the fact that he wants to meet us. He wants to meet us. That is why we want to meet him. He wants to meet all of us. Because Mamaya Vamshaji Loke, he wants all of us to come back to him as a father, as parents. It's because he wants. That's why we must try to meet him, fulfill his desires. And the desire to meet him can only be fulfilled when we become pure. So why we want to become pure? Because he wants to meet us. And that's the whole thing. If a guest wants to arrive at your home, you will make your home clean, isn't it? A special guest is coming. Or suppose a sannyasi wants to visit your home, then you will do special cleaning. Oh, sannyasi is coming, Maharaj is coming, you want to clean a house perfectly. That will be special cleaning, isn't it? So God wants to come in your heart. He wants to feel you. So that factor helps. That makes us we specially put efforts to make our heart pure. For him, not for us. That's the whole point. Avivyakta paratma darshana. Tatpada padmam idinivrito dadau. And what happened is, when he manifested in the heart of Prahlad Maharaj, what Prahlad Maharaj did, Tatpada padmam, he captured the lotus feet of Lord in his heart. His whole attention was on the lotus feet. Now, I mean to say, devotee relishes the form of the Lord. Definitely, he relishes it. He relishes the form of the Lord. His eyes, his nose, his lips, his ears, his beautiful face, his hands, his legs. But more than that, his whole attention is on the lotus feet, because lotus feet represents service. He wants to serve. As a servant, he likes lotus feet of Lord. In fact, Krishna himself likes his lotus feet. At the time of destruction, in the form of the baby, he's sucking his own feet. Lakshmi, whose house is on the chest of the Lord, she leaves the chest and goes to the lotus feet. That's it. That's what more proof you want. The best part in the body of God is lotus feet. That's why I said that Tatat Pada Padmam Hirdi Nibrito Dadau. And Prahlad Maharaj captured it. Prahlad Maharaj, he kept those lotus feet as a treasure in his heart, just like people keep their money in their lockers, safe, so securely. Prahlad Maharaj kept the lotus feet in his heart, safe and secure. And he never allowed them to. So, Bilmangala Thakur, Bilmangala Thakur, he prays in Krishna Karnamrit to Lord, and he says, "My Lord, I challenge you. You try to leave my heart, but you'll not be able to do that because of my love for you." Prahlad Maharaj had this love, intense love. Hriti Nivrito Dadau. And Dadau means captured. And he captured that within the core of his heart. Hriti means within the core of his heart, within his heart. Hriti means in the heart. So that's the whole point. Krishna wants to come to us in our heart. He wants to come. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he actually had gave mercy to Amogh, who was actually son-in-law of Saram Bhattacharya, who criticized Mahaprabhu unnecessarily, and then he got a bad disease. Mahaprabhu went and he kept his hand on his heart, and he said, "Why you have got this enviousness is in your heart? This heart is a place of Lord Krishna." Now that's the consciousness. This is a place of Lord Krishna, but we have now hijacked for ourselves this place. We have hijacked it for ourselves, and that's the whole problem. We have to give it back to God. We have to give it back to Krishna. It's his place. It's not ours. And that is called false ego. That is called ego. But to give him back, you have to purify it. You have to prepare it, isn't it? And Prahlad Maharaj did that. In fact, he was already perfected. So Hrisya Tanu Klinna Hridya Shrulochana. And Prahlad Maharaj became so happy when Lord Narasimha touched him. That's the whole point. And Lord touched him. The effect on Prahlad Maharaj was not that he became pure, because he was already pure. The effect is the last line. He became so happy. Tanu Klinna Hridya Shrulochana. He got tears in his eyes. He got ecstasy. So when the Lord will have mercy on us, we'll not get ecstasy now, because still impurities are there. Our impurities will be cleansed. But for devotees who are already cleansed, for them they will feel ecstasy. Melos and rasa. That's what natural devotion leads to. So this is the whole verse, which is actually trying to help us. In fact, Srila Prabhupada quotes these two verses, and he actually inspires us to not be unenthusiastic, to not be despondent and depressed. Okay, fine. That was Prahlad. Anyway, Prahlad Maharaj, he will get darshan of Lord and he got touch of Lord. But what about us? We are nonsense. We are not his caliber. So all these things doesn't hold for us. We are happy, Prahlad. is happy, but what about us? That's the whole point. Otherwise, everything revolves around us, isn't it? And of course, it should be. I mean, everybody's concerned about himself to a certain extent. So what to do then? So Prabhupada handles that question in the book. And Prabhupada says, no problem. No problem. Even with Sri or Vaishya Tathapi Shudra, anybody in any level, any plane of consciousness, even downtrodden consciousness, he can attain perfection, provided he has faith. Mam jo avyabhicharena, bhakti yogena seva. Avyabhicharena carries the sense of faith. Who has faith that Krishna is there and he will protect me. And I can attain him in this life. That positivity has to be there. I can attain him in this life. Not because I am great, because he is very merciful. If I live up to his teachings and his codes and conducts, definitely I'll attain him. This positivity is required. Now, there is a scope of negativity in Krishna consciousness also, which Mahaprabhu showed. That's all negativity, but that is spiritual negativity. But before that negativity, before that spiritual negativity, we enter into that realm, we have to first go into spiritual positivity. And yes, I will attain Krishna, the Lord of my life. Because ultimately, you see, it's all faith. If you think I can't attain Krishna because I am nonsense, I am pure, you will never attain. Of course, these kind of sentiments are there in the heart of the devotee because he's humble. These sentiments come from humbleness. I can't attain him. What Bhagavatam Nimishana, it's all spiritual negativity. It's arising from humbleness. Who am I to attain Lord Krishna? I'm impure, I'm fallen, I'm sinful. That's one aspect. That's coming from humbleness. That's not coming from intellectual adjustment. And humbleness comes from devotion. And devotion is, first step is positivity. Yes, Krishna will be merciful on you. Rupa Goswami says in his song, Krishna Deva Bhavantam Mandir. He says, Krishna, I've come to you because I've heard you are very merciful. And you can do impossible possible. And here's the impossible case, me, Rupa Goswami saying about him. And you can duly correct it and accept and make it and solve this whole thing of my case and accept me. So that's the whole point. Negativity is there from our point of view, but positivity is there from Krishna's point of view. If you see from Krishna's point of view, Krishna wants to attain us more than we want to attain him. So why won't he attain us? Our desire can fail, but his desire will not fail. But we have to cooperate with him. That's the whole point. We have to follow his codes and conducts and become pure. That's our part. So a devotee has both things in his mind, his own perspective and Krishna's perspective. His own perspective is negative. From Krishna's perspective, if he sees from Krishna's perspective, that's positive. And Krishna wins always. That's the rule. So we will be able to attain Krishna because he wants and he will never fail. That's okay. So that is the step one. We have to see ourselves from his eyes. And when we are completely matured and adept in seeing ourselves from his eyes, then comes we see from our eyes. That's Mahaprabhu, Yogayatam Nimishaya. So that comes after attachment. That comes after real humbleness when it manifests from devotion. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. Prabhupada is trying to encourage us. And he's saying, no problem. No matter how much demoniac you are, no matter whatever position, have faith in Lord, have faith in His holy name. Follow his instructions as far as you can. And we will be delivered. That's what they say in Christianity, isn't it? You will be delivered. Knock the door and it shall be open. You see, all things are there. So this is what this whole verse is all about. When we read this verse about Prahlad Maharaj, the devotee also has dreams in his mind. Now, I introduced the word desire, but there's another word, dream. That's a more appropriate word if we really think about it. Devotee does not desire, he dreams that one day, like Prahlad, Lord will also touch my head. Although I'm not qualified, but he can do if he wants by his causeless mercy. That's why it's causeless mercy. It's not causeful mercy. There is no cause in us which can attract his mercy, but his mercy is causeless. So we daydream for that day. And that dream will help us to continue our devotion entirely. That's the rule of material world also. People dream, I want to become millionaire, billionaire, and they just slog their whole life without getting frustrated because they want to fulfill their dream. We have to make such dreams. And those dreams are nourished by these pastimes when we read from Bhagavatam. And those dreams are not imagination, man. Those dreams are reality, which if we have faith can be fulfilled. If we think it's imagination, what I am doing, then it doesn't work. You have to have dream, then you have to have faith, I will fulfill it. No negativity. Be positive and go forward. And then Krishna will give his feeling of presence to you. Even a slight feeling of presence will actually make us pure and elevate us to that extent beyond our imagination, beyond our all efforts. That's what his devotion is all about. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions anybody wants to ask?
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your session and teachings today. With your permission, we'll go ahead with the question and answers. I can see Supriya Mataji raising her hand. Supriya Mataji, can you please go ahead with your question? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Nice class, Prabhuji. I have a couple of questions regarding this entire canto. First question is when Jai Vijay was first cursed by 4 Kumaras when they appeared at the doorstep of Vishnuloka, and when Jai Vijay denied them to enter into Vishnuloka, what they said is that to Jai Vijay that you are you are filled with the rajas and tamas gunas, and these gunas, when person has this kind of a gunas, they are not allowed to be here in the Vishnu Loka. So what are you doing here? You should immediately take a birth in Mrityu Loka, and that is your punishment. So I have one doubt here. When I'm cursing someone, definitely I'm in anger. Okay, I'm angry because that's why I'm cursing. No one curses when they are very happy or pleased. So when the anger is the result of a rajas and tamas guna, right? So the Kumaras themselves are in passion and mode of ignorance. So it is the case like projecting our own blames onto the other.
No, it's not like that you are thinking. Kumaras
So,
can never be in mode of. Kumaras are themselves, they have initiated a sampradaya, Kumar Sampradaya, Nimbark Sampradaya. They are the acharyas of Nimbark.
Let me finish first. Let us forget about whether they come from which sampradaya, etc. Let us consider them as a very normal person, same as Jai Vijay. Jai Vijay was also doing.
Why we should consider them normal person?
No. Let us hear my full story. If the Jai
Mataji,
Vijay
let Prabhuji answer your question briefly, then go on.
But I have not finished my question. The thing is that Jai Vijay, they were doing their duty. So there was nothing wrong from that perspective, that if somebody is doing a duty and they are denying someone to enter into Vishnu Loka, nothing wrong in it. Okay, but these 4 Kumaras, they simply cursed him, saying that you are filled with passion and ignorance. That's why you are not fit to be
What's your
here.
question? Tell me what's your question.
So I just felt from that statement that if you get angry, then you are filled with passion and ignorance, not the other person whom you are
No,
cursing.
it's not like that. You see the point. You're seeing very superficial thing. Bhagavatam explains that Kumaras didn't curse because they were in anger, because Kumaras understood the desire of Vishnu inspired them to curse them. Kumaras are liberated souls. They are completely in touch with Vishnu. So they understood in their heart that Lord Vishnu wants us to curse them. And they also understood why Vishnu wants us to curse them. Because Lord Vishnu wanted to have a pastime on the earth with Jai Vijay. So some drama has to be created so that they leave Vaikuntha and go there down. So that's why they cursed. It was they were completely doing whatever Vishnu wants. And Jai Vijay also understood that these Kumaras have cursed us because Vishnu wants, and that is why Jai Vijay were not so moral. So that is why Jai Vijay didn't like curse Kumaras back. They could have also cursed if Kumaras are very advanced. Jai Vijay are more advanced. You know, they are the guards of Vaikuntha. But everybody in Vaikuntha, they are completely omniscient by the mercy of the Lord. They know everything. So Jai Vijay immediately understood that Kumaras are not cursing us. It's Vishnu who is inspiring them, who is telling them to curse us. Now they wanted to know why Vishnu wanted to have this curse. And that is why when Vishnu came, they told, okay, fine, like they cursed us to go to material world. But what's the plan? What is the plan? So Vishnu told, okay, fine, you can take 3 life demons or 7 life devotees, you choose. And they chose 3 life demons because they told for the reason we want to come back to you quickly. But that was not the main reason. The reason was they understood Vishnu wants to fight. He really wants to have a good fight, and he wants to fight with us. So that was a whole thing. It was a whole drama externally. That
But
we have to
then why
understand.
Vishnu did not directly tell Jai Vijay that I want to have a good fight with you? Let us go and go to Earth and you take a birth and I'll fight with you.
Yeah. He could have told that. He could have told that, but in his plan, he wanted to use Kumaras in his service. So he did that. For what reason, I don't know. Why he used Kumaras in his whole scheme to curse him. There might be some big history behind this whole thing also. Because whatever Krishna does, Vishnu does, there is a valid and a very pinpoint reason. So some Puranas definitely. So I think Madhvacharya comments on this. Why Vishnu went through this Kumaras to curse him. So Vishnu doesn't initiate anything. There are some cause and reasons from many births from previous lives. Something might have happened, and it did.
Okay. And another thing is that when they took 3 births, okay, in all the 3 births they were killed by either by Ram, Krishna, or by Narsimha. Okay, but when they took birth as a Shishupal in the last their birth, it was written that because of the Krishna's disc that killed Shishupal, he was free of all his sins, and that's why he went back to Vaikuntha Loka. But then the question I had in mind is that when Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narsimha Dev, Narsimha Dev actually used his own nails. Then at that time, why he was not
No, that is because you have to read Bhagavatam, because they had to take 3 lifetimes to fight with Lord. So that is why they didn't get liberation. So only after 3rd birth they got liberation, because that was a scheme, that was a plan.
Yeah, but they got cleansed of their sins, right? In each after each birth,
No,
because they were killed by.
sins. If you become cleansed of sins, it doesn't ensure that you go back to Vaikuntha, until unless Krishna doesn't desire. So in this case, he didn't desire. He wanted them to come back and fight with him. That was his desire. So it's not a protocol that you become free of sin and you go back to Vaikuntha. That's not a it's not a mathematical equation. That's what Gyanis believe. I become free of sins and I got liberated. No. Devotion philosophy says even if you become free of sins, even if you become Atmaram, until unless God doesn't want you to come back, you can't go back. For whatever reasons. In Jai Vijay's case, he didn't want them to come back.
This is case with ourselves. I mean, for us also, Prabhuji. Like, if I don't want someone to come to my home, I will not invite them, no matter how pure
So
they are.
So you understood, no?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the answer. Prabhuji, Hemant Prabhuji has a question. Please you go ahead with your question, Hemant Prabhu.
Who's that?
Please make
Hare
your
Krishna,
voice a
Prabhuji.
little louder.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is, you said that actual humility comes from the spiritual advancement. So currently, when it is said for us ki we should be like humble and so is it like artificial humility or what? Matlab?
Yeah, it is actually imitating humility. You're trying to imitate good things, that's all. But it's not really.
So, but you also said that in the spiritual life, we should first start to focus on the positive aspect that Krishna will, by the strength of Krishna, we can get delivered. But in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we see that we are in the teachings of Mahaprabhu, like we are directly introduced to Mahaprabhu's teachings. So, in which he is saying how fallen the condition of ours is. So, maintain a balance between them.
Yeah. Maintain a balance, but where do you start? You start from step one. Become positive, become attached to him. And then comes negativity, and then you balance.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. There is one question in the chat box from Vicky Prabhuji, and he is requesting you, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji, I have a problem which is little bit personal and I am struggling from last 1 year. Prabhuji, can I seek your help personally? I promise I will not take more than 5 to 7 minutes.
Ask him to mail me. You can post my email ID there.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll do that. And Prabhuji, Kijil Prabhuji is having. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I am not able to pronounce. Please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. Actually, as you said about dreaming positively in the hope of having personal reciprocation with Lord. But then how can we save ourselves from speculating those things which are out of our adhikar?
See, the point is, it's not adhikar, no? Adhikar, out of adhikar means you want to kiss him, you want to dance with him. That's not what we are desiring. We're desiring to meet him, that's all. It's a simple desire. It's a desire of a servant for his master. What's out of adhikar?
Okay. So we should dream in the hope of receiving service personally as a servant.
Of course. We are dreaming, no? I'm telling we are dreaming. We're not really doing it. We are thinking we are really doing, then that's out of adhikar. Dreaming, anybody can dream.
Okay. Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, there are some chat questions. Srinivas Prabhuji is asking, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, thank you for your wonderful class. I'm curious to know if Jai Vijay would have opted for 7 lives of devotee. So could you please teach on this, Prabhuji?
What is this? I can't understand the question.
Prabhuji is asking that what if Jay and Vijay would opt for 7 lives of devotee because they opted for 3 lives?
How
So
can I tell? Come on, what is this question? It is a complete nonsense question. How can I tell what would be opt? They would have opted, then they would have opted. Come
okay.
on.
And there is Venus Thakur Prabhuji. He's asking, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, how can I chant more attentively? Is it like this, the thought process? Krishna is there listening to me, and there is Srimati Radharani ji. Please give some advice.
What is this? I can't understand.
Prabhuji is asking that how to chant attentively, and in the process of chanting, the thought is Krishna listening to me, and is there Radharani also? So he is having some confusion while chanting. What thought process one should have
Okay, well,
for
chanting,
that?
both are hearing. Both are hearing. You're taking both name, no? Hare Krishna. So both are hearing us together. That's all.
Okay, Surendra Singh Prabhuji has some question, and his question is, Prabhuji, Atma gets a spiritual body, or uh, he has its own body, spiritual body?
Atma has a spiritual body, eternal, which he have forgotten.
Okay,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
So,
I have a question, Prabhuji. Can I ask you? Prabhuji, you mentioned about the symptoms of Lord's presence while chanting. Could you please explain or teach more on this?
yeah, what can I tell? It's very nectar of devotion. Anubhav, Vibhav, Satvik Bhav, Sanchari Bhav. You can read nectar of devotion in detail. That will be a good idea.
Okay, Prabhuji. So I don't see any hand raise.
Okay, so we'll end up there.
There are some devotees who are appreciating the class. Harita Mataji is there, Somya Mataji is there, Dolly Mataji is offering the obeisances to you. Okay, I don't see any more questions, Prabhuji. So shall we end the call with your permission, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Thank you so much for your enlightening class today, and we are eternally grateful to you. We look forward for your association again in the future. Let's offer our obeisances to respected Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
अच्छा
kripa
कल्पसुभ्य
sindhuveva
कृपा सिंधु पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद
Praise
की
Dr.
जय
Keshwanand
प्रभु की
Prabhu,
जय
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, all
जय
glories to assembled devotees.
जय
Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी दंडवत
Very nice
प्रणाम
class.
Please,
Joining today's class will close
let's
the
see
call.
tomorrow.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ranga,
Hare Ram,
Nityananda,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Nityananda,
Hare.
Gauranga,
Hare
Nityananda,
Krishna.
हरि बोल
Gauranga,
Hare